Good evening. Good evening, friends. Good evening, friends. Backslash. Hey. They're not. Here. I can try that one.
Okay. It's now live and
No, I unmuted it.
test.
Good evening.
Hello and good evening, everyone.
Unmute it.
Test.
It's there. You're just on volume on this wasn't amped up enough. The microphone might be a little less sensitive. So you might have to put it right
I can play this.
Good evening, friends, foes, and there's those who don't yet know. We are here to see a matchup between Uinta Roller Derby and Wydaho. It looks like we're going to get started in just a minute, but first we're going to announce the teams. We'll announce the visiting skaters first. We have number 666, Melucifer. Number 9, Miss Maladjusted. Number 333, Animal. Number 12, Soccer Blue. Number 76, Trixie Titanium. Number 3, Poppy Apocalypse. Number 78, Agent Mayhem. Number 275, Murda. Number 1011, Merciless Mamacita. 999, Toaster Brutal, who looks like she's not with us today. Number 09, Panamaniac. Number 8, Joker. Number 81, Husky. And rounding out the roster, we've got number 303, Phantom of the Drop Ya. Coaching today, we have Bear Von Thumpa Titanium and Church is Skatin'.
And on Uinta, we have. And skating for Uinta today, number 36, Carl of Cthulhu. Carl of Cthulhu. Number 23, Orange Crush. 4062, Reverend Paynard. Number 000, Booty Queen. Number 626, Witch Slapped. Number 1034, Riot. Number 64, Stingray.
That's your captain for the evening.
Number 37, Fishhook. Number 39, Who? Number 1864, Khan. Number 70, Chevelle Bob. Number 106, Annie Chokley. 2113, Pearl of the Scars. 93, Devil's Ivy. And 781, Speed Bump.
All right, let's get ready for some roller derby. And we want to announce our skating officials over here. We have Flyboy, Van Rollon, Backslash, Busy Hummingbird, Vonnie, Barscar Sally, and Sushi. All right, lighting up to jam for Uinta, we have number 9-3, Devil's Ivy.
And for Wydaho, 1-2, Soccer Blue.
We see thumbs up from the refs, meaning we are about to kick off the roller derby action. And there's the whistle. We have Ivy dancing to that inside, and a very quick lead called for Soccer Blue from Wydaho. We see some great grinding defense up there. The pack starting to pick up speed as Soccer Blue comes around, tries for the outside, but is stymied by Annie Chokley.
And with that, Ivy is away.
Going through, we see Soccer Blue look to the bench, and the bench says, call it. Adding, let's see, 4 points on the board. Wydaho strikes first. And quick as can be, we're lined up for Jam 2. We have Chevelle Bob out there for Uinta.
And for Wydaho, number 8, Joker.
I wonder if there will be any laughs in this jam. Taking off quickly, we've got Bob trying for the outside. Quick recycling pack. Barely able to hold Bob out for lead, but followed closely behind by Joker.
Unfortunately, that is a cut for Joker.
Oh no, that means we have a Uinta power jam. Bob making hay while the sun shines, sneaking through on that inside line for 4 points. Tying this already fast-paced score for the game. We see a little bit of an offensive pick there. Pearl of the Stars holding back Panamaniac. Bob being recycled back to the back of the pack, meaning Panamaniac and basically everybody else on the track.
Bob is back in and through.
4 more points for Uinta, bringing the score to 8 for Uinta, 4 for Wydaho. And it looks like we have the Wydaho Jammer rejoining the pack, drawn back by number 1864, Khan, with a big hit to the inside. And it looks like Joker's being assessed another track cut for failing to yield to Khan's drawback. This is not what you want to see for Wydaho, but let me tell you, Uinta's probably pretty happy with this. Bob on those twinkle toes stops on the inside line for another 4 points, bringing the total to 16 on this jam. I'm not sure these are actually. Yeah. Bob pushing there at the front of the pack. Merciless Mamacita giving him a little bit of a bump, but around on the outside for 4 more points.
Joker is back in, makes contact with the purple line.
We hear another whistle, and oh no, it looks like Joker's being sent back to the box for a 3rd time in this jam, as Bob calls it off with a big old 24-point jam for Uinta. We're starting this jam with Joker still in the penalty box, and out to jam for Uinta, we have number 39. Who? Who is that?
I don't know if I've ever seen them before.
We have a official timeout called here, giving the refs a moment to confer about things because there is a lot going on out there. If you're here in the building tonight, we have concessions available, and also, if you'd like to stop by, Glow is out there selling some beautiful plants. Take home your best friend. You got it.
While we wait, let's have some announcements. Coming up soon, the Wasatch Junior Rollers present Mother's Day Sleigh, Salt Flat Brats. Oh, and it looks like we might be back at it.
I thought we were going to get back to Derby action, but it may be just a minute.
All right, back to those announcements then. One more try. This coming Saturday, 1 week from today, the Wasatch Junior Rollers present.
You can finish saying that. They are presenting their Mother's Day sleigh.
The Salt Flat Brats versus the Bonneville Brawlers. Once more next Saturday at 5:30 p.m. right here.
And right here, we've got Who being drawn back for Uinta, trying to get through on that inside line. A fearsome wall of Stingray. We've got who we have at the Reverend Painter and Witch Slap giving hell to that jammer. That is number 3 for Wydaho. That is Poppy Apocalypse, who is out for a quick lead, followed closely behind by Poppy.
We've got the lines rolling forward, presenting some difficulties.
It almost looks like we're watching USAR's roller derby. The packs have picked up, but now they're right back to where they started on that jam line. Poppy is the first one through for points, adding 4 points to Wydaho.
And with that, the jam is called.
Oh, and we have 4 also being added for Who to Uinta's total, bringing the score to 28 Uinta, 8 Wydaho. New faces out there as jammers. We've got number 23, Orange Crusher, out there for Uinta.
Joined by number 12, Soccer Blue.
I think we've seen Soccer Blue out there a little bit.
Indeed.
The whistle blows. Oh, and some beautiful toe stop work there by Orange on the outside line. Oh, big takeout. It looks like, oh, and cutting back in, but not a track cut. Quick on those feet she is.
Indeed, indeed.
Got a strong Wydaho contention of blockers up there at the front, really trying to hold Orange Crusher back. Bob going up to play a little bit of offensive assistance, and it is helpful, but oh, big hit by number 7-6, Trixie Titanium. The Wydaho jammer is still stuck in the pack, and the announcer's curse once again. They are out of the pack. Soccer Blue is your lead jammer.
Orange squaring up against number 9.
That big hit taking Orange Crusher all the way back to the back. Maybe looking for a star pass, maybe not. Just trying to work past that strong contingent of blockers. We've got Soccer Blue fighting with Fishhook there on the outside line and calling the jam. Adding 3 points to the total for Wydaho, bringing the score to 11 Wydaho, Uinta 28. Out to jam, we have number 93 for Uinta, Devil's Ivy.
And skating for Wydaho, 81, Husky.
We hear 5 seconds called. We are at a blocker disadvantage for Wydaho with one of their skaters in the box, which makes easy work for Ivy on that inside line. She is your lead jammer.
Out in a flash.
You know, Devil's Ivy is known for creeping, and let me tell you, she lives up to her namesake. Out, not far behind, is Husky bringing up the pack. We have Trixie Titanium rejoining the track. Ooh, and a big knockout to both jammers on that outside line near the audience. Devil's Ivy with that fancy toe stop work on the inside. Wydaho going back to try and play offense for Husky. Get him out on the inside line. He meets face to face with Khan on the inside line and is drawn all the way back.
Once again, Ivy slipping through, calling the jam there.
With that flourish and beautiful toe stop work. Adding 2 more points to the end of that jam, bringing the score to, it looks like it might be only 8 points added that jam. I think it might have been 10, but we shall see. You guys got Ivy's last 2 points, right? Oh, no, it's Wydaho's. Okay, we're good. All right, so Uinta did score 8 on that jam, bringing their score to 36, and 13 total for Wydaho. We have out there number 39, Who, taking that inside line.
And number 3, Poppy Apocalypse.
Who coming around, quick as can be, ready to engage with the back of that Wydaho pack. Her pack going up to skate and play some offense, picking up speed and really creating some chaos for Who. Ooh, taken to the inside and a wise call off before Poppy can reach the back of the pack. And for Who's efforts, 3 points for Uinta. Out to jam, we have a couple of familiar faces. We have number 23, Orange Crusher for Uinta.
And number 12, Soccer Blue, back on the track.
We see Bob strategizing. Shh. We hear the 5-second call, and it looks like we're doing a pivot line start, a little bit old school there. And some jammer on jammer action from the get-go. We love to see it. You know, it doesn't look like either of the jammers had any real advantage from that. They just had packs waiting to get them.
That said, Soccer Blue is the first one out.
Not if Bob can have anything to say, but unfortunately sneaking right past him. We have Orange Crusher still working at the back of the pack with Mamacita. And who is that back there? Animal, making her life a little bit of hell. Ooh, and Malucifer with the great block on that outside lane. We've got Soccer Blue fighting against a strong Uinta pack. Really
And
a
calling
rough
it
and
there.
tumble there.
Oh yeah, I would not want to be going up against that wall.
Having gone against that wall, I can say 0 out of 10, do not recommend. If you need more roller derby in your life, the Beehive Skate Revolution has a game coming up on June 8th. It'll be a swanky, casino-themed fundraiser event benefiting Sacagawea's medical expenses. Don't miss this fun-filled night of wagers, wheels, and wildness. I'll be there. Where will you be, Gott?
Why, I think I will be too.
We have coming out to jam number 9-3, that familiar face, Devil's Ivy.
And for Wydaho, number 81, Husky.
Couple of tall jammers out there ready to stretch those legs across the track. And it looks like we have full 4-on-4 roller derby action. Nobody's in the sin bin. We hear some cheering here happening from the Wydaho bench.
More derby coming up soon. July 5th in the Moab region, Beehive Skate Revolution will bring roller derby to the Red Rock of Moab. Skaters from all over the Mountain West will take to the track for the red, white, and blue bruised roller derby event. There's still time to sign up to skate or volunteer for the event. Registration can be found on the Slurred and Utah Roller Derby Facebook pages. Skater registration is due June 2nd.
And let me tell you, that venue is an absolutely gorgeous place to skate. If you're going down there just for roller derby, great, but Moab has so many different things you can explore. I think it's well worth the drive. We've got a little bit of coaching happening here from Backslash, teaching our scorekeepers how to use the system.
We've got it going.
Let's try just... I guess, let me plug these back in and see it.
I suspect it's going to be pretty useless at that point. Yeah, I don't know if I put these on.
It looks like we're just going to roll with the action here. Yeah, I'm going to spin. I'm going to crank these slightly more so that we're louder than the music.
5 seconds is called.
Just to remind you, Devil Ivy is out there for Uinta with Husky out there for Wydaho.
Devil's Ivy is pulled back.
Merciless Mamacita bringing her all the way back to that jam line saying, redo. Ooh, and Husky knocked out of bounds by number 1864, Khan. And Ivy is your lead jammer.
Husky continuing to push.
And just like the rollout song, let the bodies hit the floor. We have some tumbles, but Husky is out, not as your lead jammer, but out on the initial pass. And oh no, we have a lead loss by Devil's Ivy going to the box.
Looks like we're playing to the full 2 minutes.
The full 2 minutes. Those are words you never want to hear playing roller derby. Husky going up with that familiar matchup with Khan at the back of the pack. Not making it easy. His wall's a little split up and trying to help, but we've got Pearl of the Scars, we've got Carl the Cthulhu, we've got Speed Bump, and we've got Khan out there, but Husky is through for some points here. 4 points for Wydaho.
We see the skaters at the front forming back up.
And we have Panamaniac playing a little bit of offense there at the top, but coming back to help with the wall as Devil's Ivy re-enters the engagement zone. Ooh,
able to just sneak by the inside.
Beautiful footwork on that inside line. That is her favorite. We have a stop block being assessed to Speed Bump from Uinta. And we have Ivy coming around to score some more points. And it looks like Husky is in the box now. They were just doing a little bit of a jammer switcheroo today. Ivy working at the front of the pack. Wydaho stringing out, but unable to hold her, giving her the full 4 points and 3 added for Wydaho.
With that, time is called, and as we get ready to go back in, there is one in the box for Wydaho.
And it's the one you don't want. It is the jammer. We currently have Uinta Madness sitting at 47 points, Wydaho sitting at 20.
Who holding the record for lowest skating?
Lowest limbo bar skating.
Thank you, thank you.
Did you know who is actually made of 98% gelatin? She's just gummy and Gumby as can be on the track.
Now, I did not know this, but I certainly believe it.
Oh, and it looks like we have a call-off happening here. A little bit of confusion. And it looks like we're still going. We have whistled it dead, but there's some confusion on the track here, so we're going to let the refs sort this out. You know, I hear people all around town talking about the Red Butte Gardens plant sale, but did you know we have a plant sale happening right here in the building? If you look over there by the wall, you'll see Glow with some gorgeous plants for sale. Stop by, bring something home, and liven up your life.
And my goodness, what beautiful plants those are.
I mean, you can never really have too many plants, can you? It sounds like the refs are choosing a mulligan approach for this next jam. So yet again, it is Who out there as the lone jammer for Uinta, with Husky still hanging tight in the box for Wydaho. It looks like we might be going for a pivot line start here, with Uinta setting up to play some very forceful offense, but they don't have much time. With Husky standing, it means there's less than 10 seconds before he'll be back on the track. Who working against that strong anchored 4 wall at the top.
Meanwhile, Purple's formed up at the back, ready to catch Husky, and indeed, they have.
We have a full blocking contingent out there from each team with Speed Bump back on the track. And some grinding walls. They are not making it easy for those jammers. Who trying a little pop to the inside, but knocked in bounds. And we have Husky from Wydaho taking lead jammer.
Able to push through the wall.
who's still forced at the back of the pack against some skaters. Oh,
Is
and
able
through
to-
the arms, Agent Mayhem causing her namesake, but who is out on a scoring pass now? Reverend Paynard taking out Husky. Oh, and it looks like Husky's being assessed a track cut penalty, which gives both a power jam to Uinta and a full 2-minute jam.
Uinta coming in to save who? Give a little offense.
We've got Witch Slapped messing up that wall. Oh, and Trixie Titanium taking who out to the outside. A yell of, wow, good job from the bench. Everyone really is doing a great job out there, I have to say. Some hard-hitting but very self-aware packs.
Absolutely.
And who is out, adding 4 points to Uinta's total, bringing it to 51 Uinta, 23 Wydaho. And Husky is back out there as well.
Uinta ready in place to catch.
And we have all the skaters on the track. That's, oh, the announcer's curse. We hear a whistle, and Husky is returning to the box.
With that, time is called.
The time just ran out on that. 2 minutes flies when you're not on the track.
Does sure seem to run a little bit slower when you're on 8 wheels.
I mean, you can do anything for 2 minutes. They say. I don't know. We'll see if that's actually true. Oh, we have an official review being called by the coach for Wydaho, Baron von Thumpa Titanium. Once the refs confer, we'll be able to tell you what exactly Bear is asking for in this review.
As you are sitting here waiting for that official review, may I remind you that Derby tastes better with a little bit on the side. We have concessions available near the door where you entered.
And in addition to concessions, if you want to sport some awesome Uinta merch, check it out. They've got shirts, they've got stickers. I'm not sure what else, but I bet you can find out. And we want to give a shout out and a hello to those on the live stream. Welcome to the Derby Depot. We're happy to see you. We're going to let the officials confer here. See if you can guess at home what they're arguing about. No hand gestures. Shh. So, hearing from our refs, it looks like Bear and Wydaho won their review. They were asking that the cut track on Husky be overturned as the initiator in turn 3, Reverend Paynard, went down. So it sounds like we should have Husky being released immediately from the box.
And with that, we are back in play.
Oh no, it looks like Husky is serving a different penalty right now, but one less to his total, and Orange Crusher is out there for lead jammer. I keep calling her Orange Crusher. Orange Crush. She is the original like the soda. Taking to the outside lane on those toe stops and to the inside with a beautiful offensive pick from Pearl of the Scars. And we've got Husky back in the pack. Ooh, and a beautiful little hop on that inside lane. That is the quickest run through I've seen from Wydaho so far.
Indeed. With that, the jam is called.
And not a moment too soon. We've got a point denial. We've got 3 points added for Uinta, bringing the total on the jam 7, bringing their score to 60, and a goose egg for Wydaho. But you know what? They're starting with their jammer on the track. We're starting with, it looks like a full contingent of blockers. It's a good day.
Indeed. Skating for Wydaho, number 303. We have Phantom of the Dropya.
And we have Devil's Ivy out there getting a quick little piece of offense from Chevelle Bob on the outside. And lead jammer for Ivy. Phantom's out there pulling the star off, maybe looking for a pass, maybe just creating a little chaos for themselves. But who you don't want to go up against at that front wall, you've got Booty, you've got Annie Chokley, you've got Fishhook, and now you have Bob up there. Not a great wall to have to go against. We've got some great bridging happening. The pack spanning over 30 feet, 40 now. Ooh!
But with that, 303 is able to break free.
You know, honestly, we might need to check Phantom skates. There might be some super glue on those toe stops. That was a beautiful way to stay in bounds there and get past that big hit from Booty at the top.
Absolutely. With 5 seconds called on the track, we have number 3, Poppy Apocalypse.
Going against number 3-9, who?
Both jammers finding impressive walls.
We've got a little bit of pack manipulation as Agent Mayhem runs back. The pack comes back together, Who getting a running start, which is exactly what she wants in these type of situations. And Who out front pushing past Husky and lead jammer.
Meanwhile, number 3 is in the box.
Oh no, did you see what call they got?
I did not.
I'm sure the refs have it on lock, which is giving Who a 30-second power jam. Those are some scary words to hear on the track, because Who will just dick, up, dive, dodge, and dodge again through that pack.
That gelatinous structure really comes in handy.
It does. And we see a little bit of offense being played as Pearl and Con and Carl get ready for that reapproaching Wydaho jammer. Ooh, and a drawback. Was it successful? Oh no, it was. It looks like number 3 is going back to the box. Poppy is not popping off in this jam out there. Ooh, big hit there from Con.
A cut is called on number 3-9, Who.
And that means we're going the full 2 minutes yet again. We are getting our cardio out here today.
As 3-9 arrives at the box, 3 is released, and Wydaho is back at it.
And quick as can be with that jammer switcheroo, Who is coming back in as well. You know, it's funny. You only have to serve the amount of time the other jammer sat. It's so quick sometimes. And a takeout by Trixie Titanium on the inside, but stymied by Khan on that run back. Ooh, big hit on Who. She tumbles back. And it looks like there's a forearm being called on Agent Mayhem.
And time is called.
Again, that 2 minutes. We are all working on our cardio here. Adding points to the board, we've got the score standing at Uinta 72, Wydaho 32. And don't let that 40-point differential fool you. This is still very much anyone's game. Out to jam, we have Orange Crush, number 23 for Uinta.
And for Wydaho, number 12, Soccer Blue.
Soccer Blue playing a little bit of jammer defense there with her wall, giving time and taking advantage of that opening to be your lead jammer. Orange is still working through that pack as Soccer Blue comes around to re-engage. Some tumbles, both jammers on the floor momentarily. And we hear some whistles. Reverend Paynard going to the box as Soccer Blue sneaks through for 4 points for Wydaho.
Orange Crush has pulled the star.
Had the star. Khan has taken the star pass and is working against those strong blockers to get out of the pack. Fighting against Agent Mayhem, and Khan is out on his initial pass as well. Soccer yelling, now, now. Ooh, and a beautiful little switcheroo to the outside, calling it for 4 more points. That brings our score to 72 Uinta, 44 Wydaho. That was a big 12-point jam for Wydaho and Soccer Blue.
Just going to demonstrate your point that this is still anybody's game.
It is. It's not uncommon to see 20-plus point swings and jams. And you might just see that out there. We've got Devil's Ivy, number 93, going against number 303. That's a new face. Phantom of the Drop Ya as jammer.
A timeout is called.
I guess we'll just have to enjoy some of the music of the night here.
As we wait for this timeout, I'd like to remind you the juniors, 1 week from today, will be presenting the Mother's Day Sleigh, Salt Flat Brats versus Bonneville Brawlers. The time, 5:30.
You know, Salt Lake City has a wonderful junior roller derby program. They are really some of the best you can see out there. And honestly, they could kick some of our butts.
Oh yes, I've had the misfortune of skating with them a few times.
Support local roller derby at all ages. Wasatch Junior Rollers. And we've had a bit of a switch in jammers here. We still have number 93 Ivy out there for Uinta, but now we have
3, Poppy Apocalypse, skating for Wydaho.
and a pivot line start, it looks like. We're really kicking it old school with this.
The whistle blows, the skaters are off.
We've got both walls stuck there at the front. Big hits. Reverend Paynard taking out Husky there at the back, giving Poppy a chance to score lead jammer. Ooh, and Ivy on those toe stops on the outside, but taken out by that fearsome Wydaho wall.
Poppy Apocalypse coming back in, but meeting with a Uinta wall. Meanwhile, Devil's Ivy is able to slide by.
And I don't know if you can hear the energy here in the depot, but it is getting loud. We are seeing a lot of high energy derby action here. And oh no, Poppy Apocalypse, who was your lead jammer, is now in the box. We have another 2-minute power jam. It's almost like the Sin Bin is sponsoring this game. Ivy pushing against that strong trio at the front with a bridge dropped. Uinta opting to go passive and let Ivy push out a play in the front. A spin, and with that scooter push, Ivy is out of the pack for 4 points.
Wydaho reforming at the front, preparing for that jammer to come back in.
Wydaho really seems to favor that front line wall. And we've got Bob coming in to disrupt the tripod a little bit there, but Miss Maladjusted is definitely not taking any of it. Ivy being recycled back, and with a little burst of speed, it looks like the pack is up, and Uinta needs to move forward, and with them goes Poppy. I have to tell you, there is a size differential happening back here with that tall Uinta wall and Lil Poppy pushing her best. I gotta say, this sport is one of those unique sports where there is an advantage to every body type, every size, and every style as long as you learn how to use it.
Oh, yes. Roller derby is for everybody.
Everybody? Ah ha ha. Oh, what a gay old time this is.
Har, har, har.
Lined up to jam. We have a new face out here. We have number 626 for Uinta, Witch Slapped.
Facing off against Wydaho's number 12, Sock Her Blue.
You know, I've seen Witch jam. She is a powerful powerhouse, but a big hit there by number 76, Trixie Titanium, taking Witch all the way to the back. But there's an opportunity here as Soccer Blue is going to the sin bin, giving a power jam to Uinta.
Uinta skaters holding at the back, trying to force fewer players in the front for Wydaho.
And lead is called. Witch Slapped is your lead jammer. We see that pack splitting apart, and with a yell from Khan, they are up and playing offense for Witch Slapped. And in that confusion, she gets past most of the wall, but not that last skater. That is number 4. It is not number 4.
I believe that was 76, Trixie Titanium with the hit.
Oh, it is number 9, because we can't read. It is Miss Maladjusted, and Soccer Blue is through, and the jam is called by Witch, which adds 3 points to the score, bringing it to 82 for Uinta and 48 for Wydaho. Oh, I'm sorry. We're getting a late adjustment here. There are 4 points being added for Wydaho, which brings their score to 52, which makes it another 30-point game.
One big jam away from switching up.
You know, and with how well these refs are watching the packs, it wouldn't surprise me if we see a few more power jams. We've only got 2 minutes and 22 seconds left in this half, but what's a little more confusion? We have an official review being called by Uinta.
While this has been a breakneck game, it seems we have a moment of downtime for official review. Perhaps you'd like to take this time to go back and look at what merchandise is available for you to rep your favorite team.
We have merch, we have snacks, we have beautiful potted plants. The Derby Depot really does have it all. As we approach June, Pride Month, one of our favorite months here at the Derby Depot, mark your calendars. Wasatch Roller Derby is going to be having a bout on, I believe it's June 29th. We are waiting for more information on that, but just know at the end of June, there will be some fresh rainbow bruises out there, courtesy of Wasatch Roller Derby.
A fun fact for those joining from home, here in the Derby Depot we call them Derby kisses.
It's because we're all hopeless romantics, right?
That's exactly it.
Out to jam, it looks like we're going to have number 23, Orange Crush. And we're hearing that Purple, Uinta, has retained their official review. Both of the teams winning an official review. They must have had some really compelling arguments for those refs. Going against Orange Crush, we have
number 303, Phantom of the Dropya.
At least we will once that whistle blows. We hear this whistle ending the timeout, which means we're 5 seconds away from another jam. This is jam 19 in this first half. Orange Crush working on that inside lane, getting past Joker, but a big hit out there by Mamacita. Mama's always good to get ya.
With that, Phantom is able to break out of the pack, taking lead jammer.
I think this is the first lead jammer status for Phantom of the Dropya, which kudos to you. That is not an easy wall to go against.
No, it is not.
We've got Orange Crush still working at the back of the pack as Phantom comes through for 4 points for Wydaho. This momentum is something I know they've been waiting to see. Maybe at halftime they'll eat their Wheaties and we might see a really tight game. Khan taking the pass from Orange Crush as Phantom calls off the jam with another 3 points. That brings our current score to Wydaho 55, Uinta 82. We are within 30 points now. This is striking range for Wydaho. Ooh, and we have a new jammer out there. We have number 70, Chevelle Bob.
Facing off against number 3, Poppy Apocalypse.
Fun fact, Chevelle Bob on his skates once jumped 30 cars. I've seen it.
Were these cars placed at the apex of the turn?
They might have been. Hopefully he'll grace us with another beautiful jump like that one before. And we've got Poppy as your lead jammer, but Bob hot on her heels coming around. Poppy getting past Pearl. Bob taking that inside lane on his toe stops, but stymied by the Wydaho blockers. I don't think we'll be seeing a jump here on the straightaway, but we have seen stranger things. Bob working that wall, but reforming happening so quickly.
Meanwhile, Poppy has her own wall to deal with.
Agent Mayhem giving Bob a little bit of love on the way out of the pack and coming back to help Poppy get through. We hear yells from the bench and Poppy calls it. Adding 3 points and no additional points for Bob. And with that, we are at halftime. For those watching from home, we have the score at Uinta 86, Wydaho 58. We'll be back in about 15 minutes. Grab a snack, grab a drink, sit tight, and we'll see you then. We get started in the second half of Uinta versus Wydaho. And since we're doing reintroductions, you know gay old time now. I'm Eve Seiko, and we're here representing the announcers. The team cheers mean we're about to get back to roller derby action here at the Derby Depot in Salt Lake City.
The officials are getting ready to whistle play back in. There we
And
go.
You called it. Out to jam for this first jam in the second half. We have Devil's Ivy, number 93 for Uinta.
And on Wydaho, number 12, Soccer Blue.
Soccer Blue, Sacre Bleu.
5 seconds is called.
Looks like we have a full 4-on-4 blockers, and Soccer Blue with that, woo.
A big hit from Khan knocks Soccer Blue out, recycled back.
I thought we were watching Olympic diving for a second with how Soccer went into that pack, but Ivy is your lead jammer.
Ivy coming back around and re-entering the pack.
And we see a very familiar scooter push on that outside, but she is recycled. We got number 666, Melucifer, bringing Ivy back to that first turn in the track. Ivy's calling it at the suggestion of her bench. And it looks like we have 2 points being added to the jam for Ivy, none for Wydaho, bringing our score Uinta 88, Wydaho 58. We love those 30-point differentials.
So we do. Forming up for this round, we have number 78, Agent Mayhem for Wydaho.
A little closer, and if you point it at your mouth, it works. And we have number 23, Orange Crush. We have a bit of a pivot line start. Husky taking Orange Crush to the outside. Reverend Painerd back there, Rev as we know him, trying to play some offense and help Crush get out of there.
Both lines holding their jammers.
That tripod of Carl of Cthulhu, Witch Slapped, and Booty Queen is not an easy one, but Agent Mayhem capitalizes on the chaos and is out as your lead jammer with Orange Crush just a quarter track behind.
Our blockers are rolling ahead, perhaps creating a rolling wall.
We've got Rev playing offense there at the back of the pack against Panamaniac, and then Agent is up there at the top. A bump out from Booty, and she calls it. Ooh, and it looks like we have a tied score for that jam. We have 3 points for each team being added, keeping that 30-point differential with Uinta at 91, Wydaho at 61. It's a bit of a slugfest out there, and we love to see it. Out to jam, we have number 70, Chevelle Bob for Uinta.
And number 3, Poppy Apocalypse for Wydaho.
The whistle blows, and Poppy being taken to the inside by Speed Bump, number 781, as Bob is being held with Stingray trying to help out. Oh, big tumble there on the turn. And who's going to, oh, we have Speed Bump going to the box for some of that chaos.
Poppy attempted to make a breakaway, but was caught by Stingray.
And Chevelle Bob is your lead jammer with those toe stops on the inside line. The refs having to race around the track with this fast-moving pack. We've got about a quarter track separating the jammers. Will Bob be able to engage and get some points before Poppy gets there? Oh, we have a jump and a call off, but it doesn't look like Bob was able to land that in bounds. So all that work for no points. You remember I did say we saw Chevelle Bob jump 30 cars. I think that was at least like a few Hot Wheels worth of cars on that jump.
The landing was not quite stuck, but the cars were there.
Wydaho was able to sneak 1 point in that jam, bringing their score to 62. Out there to jam, we have Who, number 39, going up against number 12, Soccer Blue. Some stumbles, some tumbles, some fumbles, and we've got Soccer Blue out as your lead jammer, followed a hair's breadth behind by Who. It's a foot race. And we've got some jammer on jammer action at that far turn. Soccer Blue attempting a jump. Not landing in bounds, but standing back up, but being wise and going back to the outside. And we've got Who going to the box. No, yes, no, yes. We can't tell, but Who is back on the track fighting against that terrifying two-wall up at the top, while Uinta is anchoring that tripod at the back with Fishhook stepping in to say, nah, you ain't getting past. Soccer Blue calling just as Who gets through for 3 points for Who and 3 points for Soccer Blue. One of the best things about roller derby are those hard hits. There's a reason we wear a lot of padding, and it's falls like that that remind you knee pads are for everybody.
Worth their weight in gold.
Out there to jam, we have number 93, Devil's Ivy.
Facing off against 78, Agent Mayhem. I'm one.
And Devil's Ivy is your lead jammer. We saw some beautiful work there. We've got Agent fighting at that front of the pack, Rev being a one-man wrecking ball, Carl joining in the fun, and then just the whole Uinta swarming Agent. Ivy with that familiar toe stop work on the outside, to the inside. We've got that whole pack kind of glommed up, and Ivy
The Uinta
pushing.
wall forming up to catch Agent Mayhem for a big fall.
That was a big hit. Was that Carl of Cthulhu laying that hit? Ooh. I can tell you now, that tailbone hit does not feel good. Agent re-engaging with the pack a little slower than before. I don't blame her. Ivy coming around, being drawn back by number 9.
And
That
Ivy-
is Miss Maladjusted with that beautiful drawback, but not stopping Ivy from taking home some points. Our score currently stands at Uinta 98, just shy of the century mark, Wydaho 65. Lined up to jam, we have number 23, Orange Crush.
facing off against number 3, Poppy Apocalypse.
And the jam is off. Ooh, we have some beautiful toe-stop work on the inside by Poppy, but oh, that huge hit from Khan on the outside, sending Poppy to the ground. Happy birthday to the ground. And we've got both jammers still vying for that lead jammer status. A big hit by Merciless Mamacita, living up to her name on that outside lane and drawing Orange Crush to the back of the pack again. We've got a bit of a pack destruction happening. Out of play at the front, and Poppy Apocalypse is your lead jammer. Orange Crush is still fighting at the front of that pack up against that strong tripod. And oh, to the inside by Miss Maladjusted. Despite what the refs are saying, we actually have Poppy Apocalypse as the lead. Orange Crush is not lead, but coming in and a big hit there to Miss Maladjusted. And for her trouble, Miss Maladjusted being assessed a high block for hitting Orange Crush in the face.
And a call goes out for official review.
I don't blame them. That was a pretty hard hit. Hard hits, legal. Face hits, not so much. And we have a really nice score up there right now for Wydaho, them sitting at 69, and Uinta at 98. We are so close to having a palindrome, but 2 points off of it. If you're here in the venue, remember we do have concessions, merch, and beautiful homegrown plants for sale. You have only about 20 minutes left in this game, so be sure to stop by.
As we wait for the official review to conclude, a reminder, this coming June 8th, Beehive Skate Revolution will have a home team game. This will be a swanky, casino-themed fundraising event benefiting Sacagawella's medical expenses. Don't miss this fun-filled night of wagers, wheels, and wildness.
Wheels, Sacagawea, I get the pun. If you can't wait for more live roller derby, the Wasatch Junior Rollers are taking the track on May 18th with their Mother's Day sleigh bout. This annual tradition, which shows the Salt Flat Brats facing off against the Bonneville Brawlers, is some of the best junior roller derby you're going to see. We recommend getting tickets and coming out to support local roller derby in Salt Lake City.
And for those of you allergic to calendars, a reminder, May 18th is 1 week from today.
1 week. You blink, it was February just the other day. We had snow and everything. And we're hearing that Green, who is actually called black in this because of their black shoulders on their jersey, Wydaho, as it is, loses their official review. We're not quite sure what they were asking for, but they will not retain their official review, meaning they will not get another one in this half. So for the next 21 minutes, 26 seconds, if they have issues with anything happening on the track, they will not have the ability to review it with the officials. They do, however, still have 2 timeouts left on the board, so they will be able to stop the clock, which can be used to great strategic advantage here in this sport. We see captains and coaches returning to their benches, so it looks like we're going to get started very shortly with another jam. We'll be going into Jam 7 of this second half of roller derby.
Our star carriers will be Chevelle Bob for Uinta and Soccer Blue for Wydaho.
I feel like we've seen this matchup a couple of times.
That whistle was only ending the timeout. The next one begins play.
All right, as mentioned before, we have Chevelle Bob out there going against Soccer Blue. Soccer Blue playing a little bit of jammer-on-jammer defense at the back of the pack, but only holding up Bob momentarily. Ooh,
Bob is brought outside the track, but the attempt to recycle is denied.
But with some nice footwork and speed, Bob is now out and is your lead jammer for Uinta. As we have Pearl of the Scars going to the box for a penalty. And there's one of those beautiful trademarked Chevelle Bob jumps over the apex for those 4 points.
Meanwhile, Soccer Blue has broken out and is coming back around.
The pack speed is picking up, some big hits. And ooh, an apex jump from Soccer Blue. Touchdown, did not quite stick the landing, but we'll see if we have any points awarded for Soccer Blue. Oh, 3 points. So we have Uinta crossing the century mark, now sitting at 105, and Wydaho at 72. This is still that prime striking range. I feel like 1 or 2 good jams in there, and we could see an upset. Wydaho and Uinta have met many times on the track, and if memory serves, Uinta usually comes out on top of this with that wonderful home team advantage here, but Wydaho may be looking to shake things up. Ooh, Devil's Ivy, number 93, knocked out of bounds by, that's number 275. That is Murda. And living up to her name, Murda just killed it on that inside lane.
Meanwhile, Agent Mayhem is pushing the wall forward, and is out.
With Mayhem as lead, you have Ivy back there working against that strong pack, really forcing. We've got a no pack call, and we've got a bridge happening, but Ivy taking to that inside line and run all the way back by Husky. As we see that, Agent Mayhem rather is coming through, adding 4 points. This is the kind of momentum Wydaho wants to see. And a star pass handed off to Rev as
Agent Mayhem is able to skate on by.
Unseen on that inside lane and calling it off. That was a great jam for Wydaho, adding 8 points, bringing it up to 80 for Wydaho, 105 to Uinta. That was a bit of a momentum shift in that jam. Agent really capitalizing on a little bit of that pack confusion to get some points and shut out that other jammer.
We will see if number 3, Poppy Apocalypse, is able to carry the torch.
Or will it be who is currently about at ass level with all the other skaters. Again, we talked about that flexibility. It's on full display. Ooh, and we have, fun fact, her dad is Khan, number 1864. He's up there playing offense for his own kid. What other sport do you see this happen in? It's fantastic. We got
So far, both walls holding both jammers.
A lot of chaos, a lot of movement, but a lot of great recycling. But who is first out of the pack and is your lead jammer? The crowd going a little crazy for some of these wonderful big hits. Oh, and we have Fishhook on the ground, but who just skates on by on that outside line, taking advantage of that glommed up pack on the straightaway. We have a star pass happening, and now number 303, Phantom of the Drop Ya, is the jammer of record for Wydaho, and who makes it look easy with a little pony hop over that apex for 4 points.
Who calls the jam there?
Who called it?
Who called it?
Who? Well, who scored 8 points on that jam, bringing Uinta up to 113. Wydaho sitting pretty at 80. We were going to see Orange Crush out there, but instead we're going to see number 70, Chevelle Bob, going up against
number 12, Soccer Blue.
Soccer Blue is doing a lot of heavy lifting out there. I feel like we've said that name so many times. Fantastic jammer, strong powerhouse, who looks just as comfortable playing as a jammer and as a blocker. I love seeing it.
That sort of ambidexterity is a little rare in this sport. Always worth seeing.
We have some punishing, pummeling pivots at the back of the pack. Speed bump taking out the Wydaho pivot, making it so they can't play offense for their jammer. Lead is still open, and we're approaching 30 seconds in. It's not often that you see Chevelle Bob stymied for 30 seconds. Oh, and with 31 seconds ticked off the clock, Bob is now your lead jammer. We hear some penalty calls. It sounds like Pearl of the Scars getting a forearm penalty and going to the box. Bob trying to do a little spin on the inside, but number 9, Miss Maladjusted says, nope.
Meanwhile, Booty Queen is able to bring down number 12. 12 recycles back in.
Soccer Blue a little bit slow to get back up and back in as Booty Queen and Carl of Cthulhu decide to double team, and Chevelle Bob gets another 4 points. We're having a little bit of chaos here, and that's one of Chevelle Bob's favorite things. And just a little bit of a toe stop on the inside lane. We've got an attempted a star pass happening, but it looks like it didn't happen as the panty falls to the floor. But Soccer Blue capitalizes on the confusion and is through the pack.
Meanwhile, Bob is just rejoining.
And knocked out of bounds. That was a great hit there by number 666, Malucifer. Bob grinning and hearing yells to call it from the bench, but Bob decided everyone's doing a little extra cardio today. One of the perks of being an old man. You can blame your hearing for just about anything. We love you, Chabelle Bob. Lined up to jam, we have number 23, Orange Crush.
Facing off against number 78, Agent Mayhem.
We have all 8 blockers on the track, which is going to make life a little harder for those jammers. We haven't seen a lot of huge pack disadvantages in this game, which is a bit unusual. We've seen penalty calls, but people have been really great at recycling and reforming. We've got both jammers pushing. Oh no, it looks like Agent, looks like she got lead, but I'm seeing a cut track call from the outside. Oh, and maybe it's being rescinded. It looks like Agent is your lead jammer, and Orange Crush is still fighting at that top pack of Wydaho, with Khan trying to offer a little bit of pivot power assist. You know, Orange loves those toe stops, and she's trying to push through, but that wall is reforming so quickly. Oh, and a last-ditch hit. Khan goes down during that hit on Agent, and Agent is able to slide on through without getting a penalty because the initiator went down. We have Orange Crush with the star off, really fighting against that terrifying wall. They are doing an excellent job at reforming around her.
That said, the pass is good, and Khan is now the Uinta jammer.
Khan is your jammer as Agent Mayhem calls it from the floor. Don't worry, folks. She's fine. She was just taking a little cat nap on the track. Hard work by Wydaho. 8 points in that jam, bringing them up to 89 and 122, for Uinta.
Forming up on the track, we have a classic showdown.
Not so classic anymore, but classical music, yes, because we have Phantom of the Dropya out there for Wydaho.
And for Uinta, Ivy, 93.
We've seen this matchup a couple of times, and we do love seeing it. Both jammers are pretty heavy on their toe stops, and Booty tries to do the run back, but it looks like Phantom was in just before that and working up at that top of the pack. Lead is still open. This is anyone's jam. Ivy pushing at the front, and toe stops on the outside, but taken now. That's number 76, Trixie Titanium with the drawback. You know, and Trixie will do it to you every time. Trixie is not a one-trick pony, but that is for sure her favorite. We have a high block being assessed to Witch Slapped from Uinta. Booty Queen tussling with the jammer at the back of the pack, getting past, but meeting a wall of Pearl of the Scars and Fishhook. That is a tall, powerful wall.
Meanwhile, out in front, Ivy is pushing away the wall and manages to break free.
We are a minute in, and Ivy was just able to pick up lead jammer. It really speaks to the power and the skill of all the skaters on the track right now. That defense is punishing. And it looks like we might have a star pass to the pivot over there. That's Poppy Apocalypse for Wydaho. We have the pivot for Uinta. Fishhook going to the box for what looks like a forearm call. And Ivy calls it.
The jam is called.
With that, we are winding down in this game. We only have about 11 minutes, 20 seconds left. The score is sitting at Uinta, 125, and Wydaho, 89. We're seeing a lot of grinding defense and nickel and dime jams here. You know, any team could run away with this. They just need that one good
breakaway
wide.
moment.
They
yes.
do.
5 seconds is called. Out on the track, we have number 39. Who?
Who is going up against, who is that? Number 333, Animal. And Animal is quite the beast on the track, but this is the first time seeing her out there as the jammer instead of a blocker.
Indeed.
And she is dancing back and forth against that really well-anchored Uinta wall. We've got Reverend Painter, Stingray, and Carla Cthulhu holding that back line like nobody's business.
Meanwhile, out in front, Who doesn't seem to be having much luck either. Why?
Hold it up high. Who is not having a lot of luck at that front of the pack, and we've got Fishhook coming up to give a little bit of an offensive assist. which means the pack is front, and those Uinta blockers are now out of play at the back. So they run up, and they are all together now. Who's still fighting at the front of the pack, going up against Lucifer and Trixie Titanium, which that is not a twosome you want to be a part of.
Meanwhile, in the back, a successful star pass.
That's Husky.
Number 81, Husky, picking up the Wydaho star.
We're going to have to see if who can get points and call it before Husky, and yes, she does. So we have no points being added for Wydaho, and Uinta adding 4 points to their total, bringing the score to 129 to 89. We have a 40-point game here between Uinta and Wydaho, and we might just see a stellar jam here. Out to jam, we have number 70, Chevelle Bob, going up against number 78, Agent Mayhem. Both of these are jukey, jumpy, footwork-heavy jammers. They are both fantastic, and I cannot wait to see the air they get. I mean, I guess maybe they won't, but we're hoping. Bob fighting up at the front, almost out, knocking people over as he goes, contending with Husky, and Bob is your lead jammer.
Wydaho, meanwhile, coming back to help out their jammer, number 78.
And Bob is through for 4 more points for Uinta. Agent Mayhem still stuck at the back of the pack, getting some offensive assists from her blockers, and finally out of the pack. But, oh no, we are hearing a cut track assessed to Agent Mayhem there by backslash, and that means terrifying words in roller derby. Power jam Chevelle Bob.
Wydaho forms back up, ready to catch the jammer.
We've got a bit of chaos happening, and Bob loves some good chaos. He is through as Wydaho struggles to keep up with his speed there. We see Uinta setting up. It looks like they are setting up a tripod and some offense, which is a common strategy you'll see here. Khan going up there to be a little bit of a disruption. Bob taken to the outside, but just barely, forcing to recycle in the name of wisdom. Chevelle Bob knocked to the outside by number 09, that is Panamaniac, and calling the jam. Bob here working on his Burt Reynolds by the fireside pose. Just for you, audience. We are having a timeout called by Wydaho.
While we enjoy this timeout, some more Derby news. Taking over for the other mic. Now, some more Derby news. This coming July 5th, Beehive Skate Revolution brings roller derby to the Red Rock of Moab. Skaters from all over. Skaters from all over the Mountain West take to the track for the Red, White, and Bruised Roller Derby event. There is still time to sign up to skate or volunteer for the event. Registration can be found on the Slurred and Uinta Roller Derby Facebook pages. Skater registration is due June 2nd. As we form up, we have number 3, Poppy Apocalypse for Wydaho.
We have Orange Crush number 23 for Uinta. Ooh, Orange Crush going out of bounds, knocked out by Phantom of the Drop Ya, and being forced to recycle all the way back to that jam line.
Meanwhile, out in front, Poppy Apocalypse manages to break free, taking lead jammer.
We see Uinta swarming back to play offense for their jammer as Poppy is making quick laps around that track and already back to engage with Uinta. Booty Queen with a lovely little takeout on the inside and drawing all the way back. Poppy gaining some speed, going for that outside lane, but Stingray shutting it down. A little stumble and Poppy is back to engage with that Uinta wall. And we have a star pass on Uinta. Pearl of the Scars has taken the star and is now the jammer of record for Uinta. Stingray going to the box, which means we have a little bit of a pack situation happening here. And Poppy calls it before Pearl can get to the back of the pack. And we have a familiar face out there. Who? It's number 39. Who?
And skating for Wydaho, number 12, Soccer Blue once again wears the star.
I feel like we've seen this matchup quite a few times out there, and it really has varied results. These are such strong, smart walls. And it looks like we have Soccer Blue out first, but who? Quick on her heels. It is going to be a foot race to the finish here in this jam. Who with the speed, but Soccer Blue taking that inside lane and playing it smart. Both jammers are re-engaging with the pack, and no obvious breakaways. It was a really smart play by both jammers. Soccer Blue going up against number 1864, Khan, on
Meanwhile,
the inside.
Who escapes and is going around again.
And we have Stingray rejoining the pack from the penalty box as the jam is called, shutting it down so that we're at a 4-4 jam. This brings our score here for Uinta to 149 and 96 for Wydaho. We're so close to seeing Wydaho cross that century mark. This is such an exciting game. I have been thrilled to watch these athletes of such a fantastic caliber just leveling each other on the track.
5 seconds is called. For purple, we have 4062. Meanwhile, Agent Mayhem wearing the Wydaho star.
So one of these jammers is familiar. We've seen Agent out there, but this is the first time seeing Reverend Paynard out there as the jammer. And anyone who knows Rev knows jamming is his very favorite. And he is out as the lead jammer, taking off one last hit from number 81 on Wydaho. Rev is your lead jammer. We've got the Wydaho jammer still stuck in the pack. That's Agent Mayhem as Rev attempts to jump on the apex, but we have a drawback by number 8 Joker and number 09 Panamaniac.
Out in front, Wydaho is still fighting and just breaks free.
But Rev escaping, but we've got Panamaniac coming in for that hit, but just a hair shy of it. We've got Uinta with a slight disadvantage on the track, only 3 blockers to Wydaho's 4. Rev is a smart guy. He knows he's got to buy a little time for Pearl to get out of that box. Playing a little bit of jammer on jammer with Agent Mayhem at the back. Oh, and Agent, a beautiful jump there. We did say Agent Mayhem likes to jump, didn't we? Rev calls it, and we have just 3 minutes, 20 seconds left in the game, with Wydaho passing the century mark at 100 points and Uinta at 155. Uinta's trying to creep away, but honestly, we could see anything happen in these last couple of jams. Out there to jam, we have number 70, Chevelle Bob, going against the elusive number 3, Poppy Apocalypse. We've seen this matchup a few times, and let me tell you, they are both fantastic skaters with a lot of tools in their tool belt. Bob pushing out at the front, and with a bit of a side surf, he is your lead jammer, but Poppy, like a bat out of hell, coming around that track after him.
It looks like we might have the pack running,
Coming
but
in
setting up
fast.
now.
Ooh, and Poppy taking advantage of that speed and is through for 4 points as Bob gets recycled. You don't see it often, but man, that was a great move. The bench yelling for Bob to call it, him deaf to their pleas as Poppy re-engages with the pack. He finally calls it, but not before Poppy can sneak 3 points on that jam, bringing the score to Wydaho 107, Uinta 159. We have less than 2 minutes in the jam, so if you're wanting to go over and bring home a brand new plant for your house, now is the time. Go see Glow Job, she will hook you up. Out to jam, we have number 39, who?
And facing off, number 12, Soccer Blue.
Oh, and we have a takeout by Soccer Blue. Neither is lead, so this is just going to be a little bit of a standoff. Who has no reason to come back in? Soccer Blue content to just skate back and stop playing around. We often see that strategy used as a jammer takeout and eat the baby, but neither pack really hungry right now for babies.
That said, Soccer Blue is able to break out and take lead jammer.
Sometimes that patience and perseverance pays off. Who, out of the pack, about a half track behind. We've got one of the Wydaho blockers in the box. We hear yelling for go, go, go. So I think, Soccer Blue, beautiful on the inside line and calling it before who can re-engage. And, we got 4 points on the jam for Wydaho there and 4 for Uinta, it looks like. So we're updating the scoreboard here a little bit. There we go. We've got the points assessed correctly. We're at 159 Uinta, 111 for Wydaho, with 20 seconds left in this game. This is going to be the last jam of this game, barring some crazy circumstance. And we've got Devil's Ivy going up against number 303, Phantom of the Drop Ya. Oh, I'm sorry, that's not Ivy. We actually have Orange Crush out there repping Uinta. All that toe stop work, I wasn't sure which one of them it was. Beautiful work. And it looks like we're going to have Orange Crush as our lead jammer for this final jam of Uinta versus Wydaho. But despite being lead jammer, Orange Crush is drawn back to the very back of the pack and forced to re-engage with that Wydaho wall for no points, just for guts and glory. And we are currently on jam time now. We have 1:15 left in this jam, and any point between now and that time, Orange Crush can call it. She is in control, and she makes the choice to not risk any penalties, call it off, and no points, but taking home the win is Uinta Madness with a score of 159 to Wydaho's 111. We are going to have the refs confirm the scores, count on their fingers and toes as needed, and it looks like this is the unofficial score, but we are waiting for it to be finalized. And we get a thumbs up from the ref. This score is now official. Your official score, Uinta Madness 159, Wydaho 111. Congratulations. Everyone in the venue may approach the track for high fives from these sweaty, sensational skaters. I've been Eve Seiko here announcing with Gay Old Time. Thank you for tuning in.
Make sure you drive home safely and enjoy those high fives.